elsewhere, the government's move to merge 6 financial organizations, including the Uwezo Fund, the Youth and Women Funds, into one financial institution, was perhaps informed by the corruption that has dogged the funds and eaten into their intended benefits.
The Youth Fund was perhaps the most controversial, with millions of shillings meant for the youth misappropriated. Merging the funds will create a one-stop shop, or at least that's what it's meant to do, for loans from the government, which will be centrally managed.
The government put together a task force that will work out the details of merging 6 key financial organizations into one. In the meantime, the government says the agencies are to put on hold any restructuring, recruitment of new staff, filling of vacancies in boards, and the review of terms of service for all their staff.
Second code accepted. Mr. President.
The government says the move will reduce the overlap of functions between the institutions and also improve efficiency. But the move to merge the funds was also perhaps in response to the theft of public funds in their millions. Of all the empowerment programs, the Youth Enterprise Fund, known as the Youth Fund, has perhaps been mired in the most controversy. Millions of shillings meant for the youth were lost in dubious transactions. The fund was also marked by boardroom wrangles. Last Parliament's Public Investments Committee's investigations uncovered one such corruption case. More than 180 million shillings was misappropriated at the fund in 2016. The money was mostly used to buy luxury homes, pay debts, and line the pockets of powerful individuals, law firms and companies. Their report, which was a study into the inner workings of corruption networks in the country, showed how the money moved from commercial banks into individual pockets and ultimately used to buy personal assets. The committee recommended prosecutions for former CEO, the late Catherine Namuye, who died under mysterious circumstances, the former board chairman Bruce Odhiambo, and businessman Mukuria Ngamau. The president also disbanded the board of the Youth Fund and committed to recovering the 180 million shillings that had been misappropriated. A new board was installed to restore the public's trust in the institution, but even then, there is little to show for what was a noble intention. But with this move, all the funds from the 6 institutions will be pooled and managed under one. The government says this is also in line with the recommendations made by the Task Force on Parastatal Reforms. According to the Gender Ministry, the government has so far lent out 11.7 billion shillings since the inception of the Women Enterprise Fund, a further 5.2 billion through the Uwezo Fund, and 12 billion under the Youth Enterprise Fund. Sheila Sendeo, NTV.